Greetings everyone and welcome back to a new video. There's news and then there is news. Oh my goodness, I am so far behind. 3 big blog updates in this video, all condensed into one for your viewing pleasure. Let's start with the oldest one, the first ship from Lower Decks. I'm going to tell you right now, my opinion on this is going to be controversial. I know what everyone wants me to say. I know what everyone else is saying. Ship bad, stats bad, cryptic bad, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Look, I get it. The ship sucks, stats-wise, if you only care about, blowing stuff up. But when it comes to lockboxes, and this isn't exactly a lockbox, it's not, it feels like it was going to be its own lockbox, and they decided to break it up for whatever reason. I have a theory on that, but so it's basically a lockbox's worth of stuff. It's just not going into a new lockbox. When a new lockbox comes out, I'm usually the most interested in the other stuff and not the ship. Not because I don't like ships or anything, it's just that I normally find that other stuff to be a little bit more compelling. And in this case, even though the ship is kind of whatever, there's a bunch of other interesting stuff here. So let's go ahead and scroll down a little bit and take a look. This is kind of old news at this point. This is a Lower Decks theme thing. I haven't seen Lower Decks yet. I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it when I do. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. They have the uniforms, which look a lot like the Odyssey uniforms already. And I know people have put out some, here's a guide for how to, manipulate the Odyssey uniforms to make them look like this. So if you don't want to, get these, you might be able to play around with the in-game settings for the Odyssey uniforms and get those to look like this. So I mentioned before, this is not actually a new lockbox. What's happening? Well, the ship is going to go into the Infinity Box, which is something they've done before. They've taken ships and just stuck them straight into the Infinity Box. But then all this other stuff that you normally see either go in the Lobby store, like the uniforms and the weapons, but then also traits and all that other kind of stuff, that's also going in the Lobby store. And this is completely unprecedented. This is completely new. They've never done anything like this before. I've never seen, we're going to have personal traits in the Lobby store. That's never happened before. And I actually am very excited about this. And I think the reason why they did it this way is because if they just made a new box, then what does that mean? It means that you have to open those boxes, right? But, there's a disproportionate, amount of boxes get opened by a small percentage of the player base. You could call them whales, you could call them whatever, right? But it's a small number of people opening the boxes. And then they get tons of duplicates. And they get, sorry for that, they get tons of duplicates, and then they sell them on the exchange. And then they end up with a huge amount of Lobby from opening all those boxes and promo packs. And it just kind of sits there because they haven't been updating the Lobby store. And people have been saying, you don't add anything to the Lobby store anymore. Please add stuff to the Lobby store. And that also hurts their core, money makers, those people opening all the boxes. So if they put stuff directly into the Lobby store, now those people don't have to open more boxes. They can take the Lobby they already have stockpiled and use it to buy this stuff and put it on the exchange. And people have been questioning, normally, this kind of Lobby stuff is, bind on pickup, so you can't put it on the exchange. I think it will all be tradable and it can all go on the exchange, because I think what's going on here is they're trying to deplete those stockpiles. They're trying to cater to those people with all the Lobby saved up. And they want these people to buy, like I'm going to buy one of each, right, for myself. But they want the people with the huge Lobby stockpiles to buy 50, and then go sell them on the exchange like they would have done if they had opened, 1,000 boxes or whatever. So I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. And, if you've ever seen the movie Groundhog Day, at the end he says, it's different, anything different is good. So to me, this is different. It's new. Maybe we'll decide we don't like it. Maybe it's going to be seen as a mistake. But I like that they're playing around with stuff. We accuse them of being on autopilot all the time. I think this is a pretty shrewd move. It caters to their core audience in terms of monetarily. It gives them something to spend their Lobby on. And it's something different. It's not a lockbox. The primary way of getting Lobby is through gambling, but it's not the only way. So people used to say, please give us ways of getting Lobby that doesn't involve gambling. And they did. One of the rewards for the event campaign this year was 1,500 Lobby. So what have we seen this year? We've seen them give us Lobby without having to gamble for it, and now we're seeing lockbox items that normally would have gone into a lockbox, are now going into the Lobby store. That's a huge win, guys. I really want to emphasize that this is a big win. Okay, it's a baby step, but you can't just look at this. You have to look at the big picture, okay? We went from only getting Lobby from gambling and only being able to get these items through gambling boxes to getting Lobby by playing the game and having things that would have been in a lockbox available for Lobby. This is a big step in the right direction, and I'm happy about it. And one of the things that's going to go in the Lobby store are these uniforms. I realize I just went on a big old TED Talk rant, so let's get back to the news because we still have a lot to talk about. Okay, so we come down here, we got some weapons. I like the way they look. I wish there was a full auto. I don't know what the developers have against full auto rifles. I think one of the pistols is a full auto pistol thing, but I like a big old chonker full auto rifle. That's my preferred kind of weapon. I don't like sniper rifles. I do have a minigun as my main weapon, but in general, I'm not a big fan of those big guns. But they are pretty cool and they are there. So there's going to be some lower dex weapons. And then the thing that I'm really excited about is the traits. So first there's a kit module. Actually, it's a kit frame. You know, not really too excited about a kit frame. But, you know, if you use it on a friend, then it will give them crit severity. If you use it on a non-player friend, then it adds bonus damage, and if you use it on a foe, it does a damage resistance, reduces their damage resistance rating so that they take more damage. So it's a little bit flexible that way. You know, I'm sure it's fine. I'm going to stick to my Borg one because I like that one because it makes a little, you know, Borg turret that shoots stuff. But you know, that's there. And then we got the traits. This is the thing. I'm probably hyping myself up for nothing, but this is the part I'm excited about. These personal traits. I'm definitely anxious to get my hands on these. The first one, the biomolar effect, I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. It provides a chance to reduce your bridge officer cooldown, and that's just amazing, right? I mean, this could be huge for cooldown reduction in the game. This could be a major thing, and if they are tradable on the exchange, that's probably going to be worth some money. I think if there's any sort of high value thing coming out of this, like where you're getting a good return, it's going to be this trait. If it does end up being good, everyone's going to want it. And if you're sitting on a bunch of Lobby, you're going to be able to post a bunch on the exchange. You're probably going to be able to make a bunch of money off of that. There's a chance that using non-specialist bridge officer abilities will recharge all of their bridge officer ability recharge times up to their respective shared cooldown categories. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep going on and on about it. That's great. That's really, really great. And then I'm really excited about this next one, unreasonably excited about the next one. It is the boarding party one, improvised boarding party. Boarding party deals substantial. They tend to overuse the word substantial. We'll see how substantial it actually is. Physical damage over time, and provides a chance for control bridge officer abilities to trigger boarding party 1 on their targets. These types of anomalous problems encountered by explorers can be easily weaponized by the unscrupulous or the desperate. Now, here's the thing. Control bridge officer abilities. Everyone is already using tractor beam because of the REA trait. So you're already going to have that on your ship anyway if you're doing a meta build. Okay, and then if you have a ship that has some excess engineering seat, boom, problem solved. You throw boarding party on there. I'm really hoping this is going to be good. You know, if this trait actually makes boarding party useful, I think that would be pretty cool. I've seen some people dismiss it and say, well, it's boarding party. Boarding party isn't any good. Well, tractor beam didn't used to be good either. So I'm really hoping that this is the boost that boarding party needs, and maybe it'll make engineering seating a little bit less useless. There's ground traits as well. The lower dex experience grants a massive amount of bonus, a massive bonus to the damage of bridge officers after they use instant rank bridge officer abilities. Yeah, that's fine. I gotta be honest, I don't focus too much on the ground stuff. That does sound pretty good if you have your bridge officers with you. We'll have to, you know, whatever the numbers are, I guess. And then we've got Space Explorer is a great gig. God, if I could talk today. Grants a bonus to kit performance based on kit readiness, and also grants a small bonus to kit readiness. And that's pretty good. Kit performance is good. Kit readiness is good. So if you stack kit readiness, you get some kit performance. That all sounds good to me. So I think all of these traits are going to be fun to use, and some of them might actually be really good. And then we get to this ship, the thing that, you know, everyone is complaining about, the Parliament Miracle Worker Survey Cruiser. And yeah, survey cruiser, it seems to be, you know, I don't know if that's going to be a thing. They've been doing a lot more new ship classes, or at least relative to how quickly they came out in the past. So I don't know if this is going to be like a scout science ship where is this going to be its own thing or not? I don't know. We're going to see more of these, or is it just part of the naming convention for this ship? But it is a cruiser, and it's going to be going into the Infinity box, like I said an hour ago when this video started, as I've been talking forever. It has a hull modifier of 1.45, which is pretty high, a shield modifier of 1.125. It's a 4-4 weapon layout. It has a Lieutenant Tactical, a Commander Engineering Miracle Worker, so it is a full Miracle Worker ship, a Lieutenant Engineering, a Lieutenant Commander Science, and a Lieutenant Universal Miracle Worker, so it's a 4-3-2-2-2, not a layout I'm particularly fond of. And you may notice there is no Lieutenant Commander Tactical or option for a Lieutenant Commander Tactical through a Universal seat, and that has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And I can certainly see why. You know, it's 2021. There's certain things we've come to expect, and I think a lot of people just thought that we're past the point where you couldn't get a Lieutenant Commander Tactical on a ship anymore, and apparently not. But I don't care. I mean, you know, it has 2 Tactical, 5 Engineering, 4 Science, 1 Universal. It's a Miracle Worker ship. It's a cruiser. Right? It was never going to break DPS records. It was never going to be, you know, a top contender for DPS or anything like that. The game is easy enough that any ship, any tier 5U ship, can basically do any of the content. You can do it on Elite, you can do it on Normal, you can do it on Advanced. It's just a matter of how much overkill is there. So yeah, this isn't going to be the best ship in the world for doing overkill. You know, for doing absolutely insane, stupid numbers. Maybe you can only get 500,000 or 600,000 DPS out of it, you know, instead of a million. Is that really a big deal? I mean, you know, if you don't want it, then just don't get it. I'm not really interested in all the whining about this ship. Yeah, it's not a great ship for doing damage, and I get that damage is one of the main parts of the game, but I just can't be bothered to get angry about it. You know, I'm not going to get it, and probably not going to review it. I just don't have time. I have other videos to make. I have more lockbox videos to make. I have other stuff to do, so probably going to skip the review on this one unless people really want it. It has a console controlled gravimetric demolition, and yeah, so well, what does it do? Okay, so first, a deflector platform is deployed to maintain a demolition field around the target. This captures all debris and ships in the area and renders them vulnerable to kinetic damage, though excessively large ships may push through. So it's not going to work on tac cubes, for example, because I'm pretty sure those count as like large ships for these types of effects. Second, the vessel fires a stream of cohesive gravitons into the center of the field, projecting structural stress into it and dealing kinetic damage over time to all foes inside. It also draws nearby objects towards the target, ensuring tidy destruction. The beam then causes a massive detonation at the center of the field, dealing tremendous kinetic damage to all foes. This could be pretty good. It gives passives to kinetic and physical damage resistance rating, as well as exotic particle generator and structural integrity. That's a lot of bonuses, so they're probably going to be small. It can be equipped on any ship in any console slot. You know, if the gravity well type effect is pretty good and the kinetic damage is high, then it could be pretty useful. There's a lot of ships that want to have a gravity well but don't want to slot it. I can't remember the name of the other console people use, the one off the Shran, to sort of get a gravity well-like effect. Maybe this could be, you know, a similar type of deal to that. I don't know. I'd have to try it out. Then we have efficient demolition is the starship trait. While this starship trait is slotted, defeating foes adds a small boost to the subsystem with the lowest power for a moderate duration. And for the next several seconds, activations of efficient demolition provide an increased boost. Yeah, subsystem power, not all that sexy. Nothing to get excited about here. Maybe the console is good. Even if it is, I think we have other options. It would have to be completely ridiculous in order to be a must-have. The ship itself, again, I'm not going to belabor that anymore. So let's go ahead and look at the next piece of news here. Make your captain elite. I believe is what we're going for here. And one of the elite, sorry, make your captain one of the elite. This is super exciting. So you can take advantage of this too, captains, with the Elite Captain Boost token. Purchase one of these tokens to upgrade one of the captains on your account, similar to the experimental ship upgrades for ships. Applying a token to your captain will instantly add one personal space trait slot, amazing. One personal ground trait slot, also amazing. One device slot and one kit module slot, which is also really amazing. I would love to have another kit module slot. This is going to be very powerful, and I think it's definitely something that you're going to want to get. Yeah, so this is pretty exciting news. The Elite Captain Boost token retails for 1,500 Zen for a single token, or you can buy 3 for 3,000 Zen, so they're kind of pricey. However, from September 4th to October 14th, both the bundle of 3 and the single tokens will be 35% off. Grab them at a discount while you can. I don't know if they're going to give these away as freely as they do the experimental upgrade tokens, but I would definitely recommend picking one up or maybe 3 up when they're on sale. I'm probably going to get a 3-pack and give one to my main character, one to my science alt, and one to my tactical alt. And yeah, so I think this is pretty good news, and it's very welcome. All of this stuff is good. It's personal space trait, ground trait, device slot is kind of whatever, and the kit module. So yeah, experimental upgrades for our captains. Really like this and really excited about it. And now let's move on to the last blog post here. All right, we have a free freaking ship. That's right. Equal and opposite, and I have to say, before we go any further, it's gonna be a new event, and it will not count towards event campaign 3. They're still gonna have one more event for that. This is its own separate self-contained event. They're giving us a free ship. Okay, you complete the event, you get a free ship, the Mir Gagarin. We're gonna see in a moment, it's a pretty good ship, stats-wise. Here's the thing. I am sick of hearing people complain about free-to-play in this game. If you want to complain that the prices are too high, I'm with you. You want to complain that the business model preys on gambling addicts, I'm with you. If you want to complain about all the bugs, I'm with you. You want to complain that they put a disproportionate amount of effort into making things to buy rather than things to do, I'm with you. This has been, hands down, the best year to be free-to-play ever in the history of the game. You get the 3 regular event ships, Anniversary, Winter, and Summer. We're getting this one, that's a 4th one. And if you did the event campaign, you're going to get another 1 or 2 ships, depending on how you choose your reward. That's like 6 ships. They're practically giving us a tier 6 ship every 2 months at this point. Never has it been so good to be free to play in this game. And yeah, so I'm sure people will find a reason to complain. But I'm tired of the complaining. This is just a free gift out of nowhere. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth, or the mouse either, I would imagine. And yeah, so this is pretty cool. Pretty excited about this. It is part of the new, you know, story arc that they're going to do now that we're done with the Klingon Civil War. We're going to start doing the Terran stuff. So what is the event? We have a new task force operation, Operation Wolf. I don't know anything about it. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it won't, maybe it'll be fun, who knows. Optionally, you can also do Task Force Operation Counterpoint, which is not bad. You know what to expect. That's an older TFO. You know what you're going to get. So if the new one ends up being not that fun, or maybe it is fun, but it's really long or whatever, you can do Counterpoint. Counterpoint is a perfectly fun one where you get to, you know, run back and forth between the 2 places and, you know, blow stuff up for a while. It's a perfectly good TFO. There's going to be a new episode as well. That's exciting. We're getting new story content. Episode Firewall, so hopefully that'll be fun, and maybe it will also have good rewards. Who knows? The Fekiri console has proven to be an excellent reward, and that's a pretty recent thing that we got. And then, yeah, episode Jabberwock, which is an older one, but again, it gives you another option. So if you want to get your campaign progress through episodes rather than TFOs, you know, you can do an older mission instead. All right, so once captains have obtained 20 daily progress on their account, they can claim the Mirror Universe Gagarin warship After that, the event will still be playable, and it's the usual dilithium stuff, 8,000 for the first day, 9,000 after that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's a pretty cool looking ship. Obviously, it's the Gagarin, but it has all the, you know, Terran stuff on there. Let's take a look at the stats. It is a warship, and not a battle cruiser like the regular Gagarin is. It has a 4-4 weapon layout, which sounds bad, but it has a command seat. So 4-4 for command is not so bad, because you get the 4 torpedoes in the front, and then you get 4 mines in the back. So if you're doing a meta style build, then the 4-4 layout is actually not a problem at all. It has a lieutenant tactical, it has a commander tactical, it has a lieutenant commander engineering, it has an ensign science. That's where you could put your tractor beam. It has a lieutenant commander universal command, where you're going to be able to get your concentrate firepower 3. A lot of people aren't going to like that lieutenant commander engineering, but hey, you know, if that boarding party thing works out, boom, got you covered. You put your boarding party in there. All jokes aside, 5 tactical, 4 engineering, 2 for science. This is a pretty good ship. This is a pretty darn good ship, I have to say. Is it going to be as good as the Tamir? Probably not, but the Tamir, which was also a free ship this year, ended up being one of the best ships in the game, or at least, you know, like a top 10 ship. This is a pretty good ship. I'm just going to come right out and say it. This is, stats-wise, this is a good ship. It has an inertia of 45, impulse 0.18, 10 to weapons, 10 to shields. It comes with a console and a trait, obviously. It is a ship. And because it's a warship, it has the best mastery package in the game. You get accuracy, crit severity, crit chance, all damage. Beautiful. Amazing. I wish every ship could have a warship mastery. Now, we come down here and look at the console. Well, let's try to get past the fluff here, okay? The Terran Empire was never successful in perfecting the Genesis project, blah, 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 blah. This weaponized technology targets multiple enemy vessels in a forward-facing cone, ripping their hulls apart over a period of time. If any such infected vessels are destroyed while the effects are present, they will send out a secondary shockwave of radiation, which may infect additional foes in their area in a continuing chain reaction. So it sounds like it might be really powerful if you can time it correctly, and if you can have your enemies grouped up with a gravity well or something like that. The console additionally provides a boost to all damage from energy weapons and all damage resistance rating versus energy weapons, and it can go on any starship in any slot. This could be pretty good. I could see this being the kind of console that is really powerful if it's used under the right circumstances, but even if it's not, hey, it's a free ship, so who cares? Speaking of if it's bad, who cares? The trait doesn't look very good. I'm going to put that out there. This might be one of the worst traits I've ever seen. After using a captain ability, the front shield facing grants immunity to damage for 5 seconds. What does that mean exactly? It's not always obvious how that's going to be interpreted mechanically. Does that mean that it's also immune from subsystem offline? Does that mean that it's immune from drain effects? Because if the Borg can still drain it, then it doesn't really matter if it's immune to damage. So if it can actually protect you from the shield drains and keep your shields online, that could be good. Because a lot of captain abilities, 5 seconds is not that long, but a lot of abilities are captain abilities. It's not just your career ones. You also get, like, you know, evasive maneuvers and, you know, those sorts of things, relocate mines. There are quite a few captain abilities. So if you're activating one of those every few seconds, it could actually be pretty good, depending on how it ends up working in terms of if you're trying to keep yourself alive. But yeah, I'm looking for the silverest of silver linings here. This trait looks absolutely terrible, but again, it's a free ship, and the ship itself, the actual chassis, looks really good. So if the console and trait turn out to be bad, who cares? Anyway, so yeah, that's that. So we have a new episode, we have a new TFO, we're getting a free ship, we're getting lower decks content, we're getting stuff added to the Lobby store, and they're giving us a captain upgrade token. Well, they're not giving it to us, but they're adding it to the game, so we can get extra trait slots and extra kit module slots. This is great news, huge news day, super excited about it. I know I've kept you on the hook for a long time, so I'll finally let you get out of here so you can go play some Star Trek Online. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.